your software is quite relevant in this discussion when we talk about the parking restrictions and so on for electric scooters. So would you be able to tell us a little bit more about your company and how you started and so on, and also a little bit about yourself, of course?
Yeah, great. So my background, I guess, has been in mobility for my whole professional career. I started my first business, Transpoco, with two friends in college, and really that was about managing fleets of vehicles, commercial fleets. So we had a really wide range of customers, everything from city councils to construction companies to ice cream vans to salespeople, you name it. They're all on the Transproco platform, and that business continues to grow and to go well. And
Yeah.
really, we see in Transproco we're always trying to innovate. What can we do next? So we saw micromobility coming, and we thought, okay, this is a really interesting space. I guess our core mission in Transpoco had been we wanted to reduce accidents, we wanted to reduce traffic congestion, and we wanted to reduce pollution. We said they're the three things that we kind of want to achieve for our careers. And then we saw micromobility coming, and we said, hey, this ticks all of those boxes, right? So we saw it as a really interesting space. But then we wanted to try and say, okay, well, let's come and make a difference, right? So from our background of telematics, everything else, the obvious first choice was to do something on the IoT or to do maybe a tracking or a management platform. But we kind of looked at the market and said, okay, well, maybe we can be a little bit more strategic. So when we first started, the problems were very obvious in micromobility. The vehicles didn't last long enough, and then the operating structures that the companies were using were too immature. But we kind of said, okay, well, let's just let the industry fix those. And if you imagine it as an exam paper, and that's question 1 and 2, we're going to jump to question 3. And question 3 on the exam is going to be, well, what do the cities think, right? And we almost took a bet that the cities would say, okay, well, we're going to regulate the market and we're going to award licenses in cities. And then we said, okay, well, if they're going to award licenses, what do we need? And we need really to have the safest possible system. So that appealed again to our core values and mission. And that's really where we focused. We started to work on that, and we were working on it when we were crazy. For a long time, we thought we were the only people working on cameras. A couple of other companies popped up, Drover popped up, and then some of the mobility companies started to do it themselves. So it was interesting that probably for a period of time we were totally crazy. And then when we actually got some competition, now it becomes like an industry, and we started to get some traction and to get some deals and some pilots and everything else. So that's where we started and how we got to here, Constantine.
But how do you actually think about coming up with this type of